Wow, what a day. Weather couldn't be better. Just left Zoll Beach, made the mad dash across the harbor in Harbor Springs, braved the traffic of all the yahoos out on their speedboats, came through that unscathed, rounded Harbor Point to find a headwind. Going almost straight west right now and right into the teeth of the wind, so for too long, hoping to start turning my course a little bit north as the coastline changes direction. Make the paddling a little bit easier, otherwise this is going to be a long 14-mile day. But I'm feeling good. The weather's great. Water is really warm. Far cry from anything in Lake Superior. Left the dry suit behind because I think it was just going to end up being dead weight. We'll see if that proves to be the right decision or not. But sitting at the beach packing my boat wearing my Farmer John wetsuit, really sweating hard. Sun's really beating down. Got a double layer of sunscreen on. And out here on the water it's nice and cool, so couldn't ask for better paddling conditions today. So we'll just keep plugging along up the coast here and hopefully find our beach before too long and do what I can to get into paddling shape. Okay, just launched from my first rest stop. Got about, I don't know, 5 miles behind me. Stopped at one of these little rocky outcrop cobble islands that dot the shoreline here. And I gotta say, this Lake Michigan paddling is amazing. Used to being out on Superior where the paddling is the challenging part. And this is just unbelievable. Water is so warm. I could probably just be ditching my wetsuit and be out in my shorts and a t-shirt. Air temperature is nice and warm. Breeze seems like it's calmed down a little bit, although I think it was probably just funneling into the bay when I rounded the point there in Harbor Springs. But man, what a just gorgeous day. Looks almost tropical out here, the way the water is just clear green, and shoreline is just dotted with houses, but still pretty, with a nice beach and a lot of big trees. So I can hear highway noise, so the motorcycles are still wrecking my wilderness experience, but oh well. I guess semi-urban paddling, you grow to expect that. Feeling good, a little bit sore. Just kind of thrilled to be out here on my own and experiencing this freedom. Kind of making my own way, going at my own pace. Companionship is always nice on a trip like this, but it's also nice to make your own decisions and not have to answer to anybody. a little bit more efficient and quicker that way. Although obviously your margin of safety is going to be a little bit less. But on a trip like this, boy, this couldn't ask for easier conditions. So just going to keep pushing along. Probably check in a little bit later. Okay, it's just about 6 p.m. I've been on the water for about 4 hours now, and about 2.5 miles from my destination. Been making some great time and clipping along at about 4 miles an hour on the average, and feeling pretty good. I'm sore. My shoulders are taking a beating, but I'm gonna stop in this little beach over here and managed to stay below the high water mark and pump some water, took an ibuprofen, stretched my legs a little bit, spent some few minutes out of the boat, so it's all good, and looking forward to getting to camp pretty soon. So again, I just can't say how wonderful the weather is and what great paddling. I mean, this is like being in Bimini or something. I mean, the water is just crystal. Listened to my weather radio a little while ago, and it said the water temperature is 70 degrees. So I think tomorrow I'm going to be paddling in shorts and a t-shirt. I'm going to bag the wetsuit, and that's telling me that leaving the dry suit behind was the right idea as well. I'm worried about tonight because this is the site that I'm stealth camping at, where if I'm going to get busted, it's going to be here. And I don't know how often the sheriff patrols that area. My guess is they put up signs that say that just to scare people off. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. I reconned it day before yesterday and checked things out, and it looked pretty good. Pretty small beach. There's a little defile that I could put my bivvy in. But what kind of bothers me is there aren't very many good spots to pull my boat up. So what could possibly happen is that somebody sees my boat and draws their attention to what else might be going on there on the beach. So anyway, we'll see. Sun's still pretty intense, although it's starting to get lower in the sky. And just looking forward to a nice night to be able to get out of the boat, sit down, kick back, relax, make some dinner because I'm starving. Drink one of those beers, maybe two of those beers, a little spot of scotch, and a big cigar. That'd be really nice. Well, here I am at Church Beach in Goodhart. Had a good paddle to get here today. Pulled in about 7 o'clock, something like that. So all said and done, I was on the water for 5 hours. Kind of tired, not in paddling shape, that's for sure. But I've got a pretty good little spot here, and I think I'm gonna be all right. You can see the boat behind me over here. I'll roll it up on its side to kind of be a little bit more stealthy and lay my bivvy out right here, and have the waves lapping at my feet. Might be a neat experience. Hope I can sleep. Tomorrow's not going to be as big of a day. I'll be at Sturgeon Bay, which should be pretty sweet, and probably won't be in a hurry to get up there. I'll just kind of leisurely get myself moving tomorrow morning and head up the coast a little bit further. Had a really nice sunset tonight. It was absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if there's any left that you can see. Yeah, look at that. Just beautiful. Awesome night. A couple of friendly folks that were down here on the beach. Chatted with them a little bit. They learned my plans. I think I was pretty obvious. So yeah, gonna settle in here as soon as it gets dark. Just watch my noise and light discipline, and I should be good. Church Beach. Made it through the night. It wasn't the most restful of nights, but I've had worse. Had a tough time getting to sleep last night and kept waking up and rolling over, couldn't get comfortable. But looking up into the sky, the stars were absolutely amazing. So many, I haven't seen them that way in a long time. It was crystal clear. But I woke up, I don't know, maybe around 2:30, and I was getting a lot of condensation on my sleeping bag, so I zipped up the bivvy. And after that, I don't remember a whole lot. I slept in until about 6, went back to sleep again. Before I knew it, it was 10 after 9, so not a blazing start today. It's almost 11 o'clock, but I don't have as far to go. It's an earlier start than I had yesterday, and should have a pretty cool spot to camp tonight. I'd like to thank my sponsor for this leg of the trip, which is naproxen prescription strength ibuprofen. That's getting me by. I gotta stop doing these paddling trips without being in paddling shape. Well, put better than 4 miles behind me in an hour of paddling. The conditions are just easy. Hardly any wave action, no wind, and boy, I guess the word for the day is serene. So up ahead here you can see a little rocky islet, typical of this area, covered with scrub vegetation and bird crap. Where I'm going to stop and take my first break. And got about another 3.5, 4 miles to my lunch spot, which is the boat launch in Cross Village. So making good time. About a third of the way to my destination for today, and feeling really good. So. I'm about ready to round the final point of private property on this route until I get to Mackinaw City anyway. The next 2 paddling days will be primarily on public land, which will make the stops a lot easier. I can rest and pee wherever I want, which will be nice. And just gonna try to tuck in here on the south side of Sturgeon Bay and find an unobtrusive park camping spot, hopefully in the woods, so that I can hang my hammock tonight and not have to bivvy it again. It'd be really nice to get a relaxing night's sleep and take some of these knots out of my back. But again, just not about the paddling today. It's just so easy and serene is the word.
Burning in my eyes, a great God.
say it's been another fantastic day of paddling. Just watched a kick-ass sunset hanging out here on Sturgeon Bay. What a beautiful spot. It's so peaceful, so calm. Other than the people on the other side of the bay that are screaming, yelling, and shouting, but I think they'll be gone pretty soon and I'll have the place to myself. What a gorgeous spot. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Sunset was fantastic. Beach is beautiful. I've got a great place to camp tonight. Should be really, really nice. Tomorrow, got a little crossing of Sturgeon Bay, about 6 miles. But looking at the weather forecast, it's going to be more of the same. Middle 80s, calm winds, no waves. So, more easy paddling in store. Could be a lot of fun. So I'll turn around here and you can take a look at the sky. Day 3, 9:47 a.m. Not a bad start. Had a great night. Swinging in the Hennessy hammock. I was comfortable. I was cool. The bugs stayed off of me, although I could hear them buzzing the whole night. And I slept great. Really loved that shelter. Just wish it was more storm worthy. Afraid to sleep in it in a big rainstorm, especially if it's coming in sideways, you'll be screwed. Anyway, just launched from Sturgeon Bay. No sign of Tim, so I guess he's not going to join me on the trip like he thought he might. It's alright. Be a full solo adventure, it'll be fun. And I'm paddling across this big bay. I guess I never really quite gave it cred for how big it is. Crossing today, get to the point between Temperance Island and the mainland is like 5.7 miles. It's a big open water crossing, something I normally don't do. But given that things are so calm and the water's so warm, it's worth stretching it out a little bit, even if I am alone. There is a little bit of wind today from the southwest, calling it 5 to 10 knots. It feels to me like it might be coming more out of the west. But it's not going to bother me too much since it's kind of with the direction I'm going. GPS is giving me a bearing of 350 to get to my opening, which I can clearly see in front of me here. So it should be a pretty easy paddle. Not as calm as it was yesterday. There is a little bit of a chop out here, but nothing to impede my progress or cause me any difficulties. So we'll see how it goes.
Around 15 knots, rain showers likely.
Well, that was a little bit dicier than I expected it to be. In hindsight, that was not the smartest crossing to make in those conditions, but it wasn't above my abilities. It's just the what-if factor, you know, constantly gnawed at me across that thing. Didn't have my wetsuit on. That was a bad move. Although the weather is the water is pretty warm, I'm confident I could have gotten back in my boat alone if I would have gone over. That wetsuit would have just given me a little bit extra edge of protection, and leaving it stowed in the boat was not the smartest thing to do. So note to self, next time you do an open water crossing like that, no matter how good it looks from shore, suit up before you go with what you got. Just gives you that little bit extra. That being said, there were some big waves out there, some 4-footers, and I took them without any problems. Boat handled marvelously. I seem to have my skills all coming back to me. There were a couple that broke over me, which made it a little bit scary. Never had any moments where I had to brace or thought I might be going over. It was just, you know, a few things that made me nervous. The what-if factor was up there, and the fact that I didn't have a partner to give me some help if something would have went wrong kind of made it feel a little bit worse than it really was. But by the grace of God, my good choice of a seaworthy kayak, and my skills, I made it. Side, Straits of Mackinaw are right here behind me, and with that wind coming from the southwest, it's calm out here. So the wind probably won't affect me very much since I'll be in the lee of it, and there aren't any waves at all, so it should be an easy paddle. I've got just over 5 miles to get to Wilderness State Park and about 13 miles to get to Mackinaw. I don't want to really be at Wilderness State Park, at the campground itself. I'd like to stop a little bit short of there, a few miles, and find a good campsite that I can poach. Probably near some of the cabins that they have back there. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll probably get about 3 miles further down the coast, call it an early day, find a good spot, kick back and relax, and leave myself about a 10-mile paddle or so tomorrow. Well, as you can see, I'm kicked back, enjoying my dinner. Freeze-dried lasagna, my favorite. I could eat this stuff on an entire trip. It's awesome. It's clouded up a little bit, which is good. Wind is still blowing, which is even better because the stable flies and some other bugs started coming out, but the wind just blows them right away, which is nice. I took a walk down the beach, see what possible camping opportunities I might have missed. And I found some nice shoreline, but it wasn't quite as breezy as this. And the bugs were pretty bad down there. So I chose wisely. I'm in a great spot. Looks like where the sun's going to come down is going to be right over Waugoshance Island, which is going to probably make for a beautiful sunset. Really looking forward to that tonight. All these hazy clouds, though, it's hard to say what'll happen. But indispensable gear, let's talk about that. And the prize goes to this hat. This hat has been fantastic on this trip, like it usually is. Not only does it keep the sun off my head and keep me cool, it has doubled as a fly swatter, a pot holder, and a sunglass holder. This is my Kayak Kauai Outbound hat that I got when Christy and I went to Hawaii on our second trip in 2000. So, taken this on every paddling trip since. Served me well, and should be around for a long time. So, hopefully I don't lose it somewhere along the way. Close second would be the Hennessy hammock. My first night, I slept on the beach in my bivvy, and I didn't sleep all that great. I don't think I'm able to sleep on the ground as well as I used to. Could be because of my shoulder troubles that I'm having lately. But yesterday when I got to Sturgeon Bay, I threw up the hammock in a great spot, had a nice nap in the afternoon, and then slept really well last night. Same thing today. Took a nap and had a nice breeze flowing through the I had a nice breeze flowing through the hammock, and I've got a great spot where if it rains tonight, which they're calling for, I should be pretty well sheltered and in good shape. Obviously the boat has served me well. That crossing of Sturgeon Bay today was pretty dicey, but the boat was great, handled the waves and the wind very, very well, and I'm looking forward to paddling under the bridge tomorrow to finish up my trip. All my other gear has worked real well too. Would have been nice if I would have hit Bob South up for borrowing his waterproof action cam. Probably could have gotten some really great video on that crossing the Sturgeon Bay in those 4-foot waves. As it was, I had to take the HD cam and stow it because I didn't want it to get wet, but if I would have had POV cam, that would have been really nice. So Bob, next trip, I want one of your cameras. I'm also coming up 1 beer short. Not sure why that is. I don't recall drinking it. I'm guessing it's in the boat somewhere. I'll have to tear that apart a little bit later to find it, because I'm going to want to make sure I drink all my beers. And then I've got a little bit of scotch left tonight too, so we'll make it all count tonight for the last night of the trip. So I've been talking about the Hennessy hammock, and not everybody's familiar with that, so why don't we take a little tour, show you what I'm going to be sleeping in tonight. Well, that's it. The Hennessy hammock, asymmetrical Explorer. I chose it because of the green color, so it's kind of stealthy. If you go back out on the beach, you won't be able to see it from where it's sitting right now. Go walk up and I'll show you the finer points of it. It's got a rain fly that covers the main hammock itself, that's designed to keep you dry in a rainstorm. I've got mine modified a little bit. I'm using quick straps from the Eagle Nest Outfitter hammock. Makes it a little bit easier to set up, but it's still kind of a pain in the ass. Got a couple of carabiners there to make it easier to clip on and off. But the way you get into this thing is kind of unusual. There's a slit here in the bottom that's sealed with Velcro that you open up. And there's my sleeping bag and my little pillow without any stuffing in it hanging down from the top. Very comfortable. You lay in it kind of crosswise to keep the sag level down. I'll jump in here and show you how it works. Okay, so with that slit, get in, pull your legs up, and seal it up, and you're good to go. It's pretty darn cozy, pretty darn comfy, way better than sleeping on the ground. And all you need are a couple of trees to set it up. And where I've got mine, I can hear the lake out there. It's going to be a nice night. Looking forward to sleeping here. Tomorrow is my last day, and it's going to be a fairly short day. I've got about 10 miles as the crow flies, so maybe a little bit longer than that to get down the coast, go under the Mackinaw Bridge, and stop in at the beach in Mackinaw City and wait for Christy to pick me up. So I'm looking forward to that. Hoping that Taylor will be there too to greet me. That'll be really nice. So anyway, been a great trip. I'm really thrilled with everything. I can't complain about a single thing. My first big solo kayak trip. Never done it alone before. Made it a little bit of a challenge. But, you know, that was pretty cool. It would have been nice to have a paddling partner along with me, particularly during the crossing of Sturgeon Bay today. But as it turned out, I was good and no worries. So, looking forward to tomorrow and paddling into Mackinaw. Well, here it is, day 4, the last day of the journey, last day of adventure. 9:30 and it's already steamy. Heard the weather report from Helston. At 8 a.m. it was already 90% relative humidity measured there. But it's clouded up a little bit, so not going to have that direct sun on top of me with the humidity, which would be nice. I just hope that doesn't also mean thunderstorms, but the skies are blue and none of the clouds look too threatening, so it might be okay. Kind of bittersweet that the trip's ending. I do miss my wife and my daughter. But I've been having such a great time out here alone. It's been some great Bentley time. Had cell service, which is unplanned and unexpected. So I've been able to stay in touch with folks, let them know what I've been up to. I actually got to call Christy yesterday and talk to her and Taylor both. It was nice. Usually a luxury I don't get on these backcountry trips. So I guess that comes with the territory when you've got house after house after house on the shoreline and the sound of traffic on the road not too far from there. So, but this has always been a trip I wanted to do, and been planning it for a long time, and never just had the urge to get out here and do it. I really enjoyed paddling on Lake Michigan. Different experience than Superior. Less terror. That's not to say that it shouldn't be respected, as I found yesterday. Now there are mountains and rivers. You got it, we found a rattlesnake. Now we got something for dinner. Alright, well, took a little rest break here at this little rocky island. It's probably underwater part time of the year. But today is a little spot where I can take a break, stretch my legs before I make the last crossing of the trip, which is behind me over there. That would be McGulton Point according to my GPS, and just beyond that is the Mighty Mac. So should be right on schedule for showing up there about noon, and hopefully getting some good footage under the bridge when I cross through there.